In this video, you will learn everything there's been needed to know about emotional intelligence according to the science of psychology. Where a lot of people talk about IQ, emotional intelligence is usually not understood. And in this video, you will learn how to increase your own emotional intelligence. This is part of a series, Positive Psychology, the science of human flourishing. And for those who don't know me, I'm Luc Thomas. I'm an organizational psychologist based in Amsterdam. University of Amsterdam gave me my master's degree in psychology. The core idea of emotional intelligence, you could see it as a trait, but we're going to focus on the ability, so you can also increase it in your own life, is to perceive, understand, use, and regulate the emotions of other people. But not only of other people, also for yourself. And you already see here that there's a few aspects of emotional intelligence. The first aspect is perceiving emotions. So when you're interacting with another person, this can, for example, mean that when somebody looks in a certain way, you're able to pick up on these signs and know what it means. And for yourself, of course, it's when you have a certain feeling that you can place it and know. The second is using your own emotions for the better. Emotions can give a lot of information about what your true desire is or what your intuition says, and it can complement your psyche. So if you align your emotions with your psyche, you can influence the way you are creating something. So understanding emotions is the third one. Some people have a very basic understanding of what emotions are. Maybe you're angry, sad, anxious, or you're happy, and those are the 4 flavors. They call them the basic emotions. But again, there's a lot of more nuance to all the emotions, and they usually lie on a spectrum or are way more sophisticated and nuanced than just these 4 ones. And having, first of all, the vocabulary, but also then really understanding how that happens and what the cause might be, is also very good for your emotional intelligence. And understanding, perceiving, and using them is fine, but in the end, it's also about managing your emotions. If you're able to regulate your state, this can help you communicate with others, be less in conflicts than necessary. So this not only relies on your own emotions, but also being able to interpret the emotions of other people, but then also behaving in a way that the other person is feeling comfortable expressing their emotions and ultimately resolving them. So the big debate is always, what is better, IQ or intelligence coefficient or emotional coefficient? And the literature suggests that for most tasks that are cognitively complex, it's better. And for a lot of outcomes in life, how much money you make, how productive you are, how good you are at school or in academia, is more predictive. But for social relationships, jobs with high emotional labor, where building connections, for example, like a people manager or someone that's really client-focused, EQ is actually more predictive. What are the positive outcomes of developing high EQ? The better social functioning, building of relationship, less conflicts, lower stress, anxiety and depression, slightly better academic job performance. So both of these two, where EQ is still more predictive than EQ. And better able to cope with stress and adapt to stressors. The call for action to you to develop your emotional intelligence are the following 3 things. When you are in a stressful situation, which is not life-threatening, but you know your emotions are triggered, try to pause, reflect, feel what emotions are you experiencing. Don't try to judge yourself for it, because emotions don't like to be judged, but try to label them. Try to give them a name. Or this is anger, this is sadness, this is helplessness, this is whatever it is. Try to label them, because then you increase the understanding of your own emotions, which can also help for your emotions to run their course. Then journaling, always good to find more about your emotions by writing. This is also a very expressive way. So writing more than typing makes you process your emotions better. And therefore, it also helps the skill of developing emotional intelligence. And then active listening. This is, of course, for other people. Try to ask more follow-up questions than you're used to. And then also try to name the physical or the facial expressions someone is giving. And don't try to put too much interpretation in them, but just say them. I see you looking down right now. What does it mean? And be curious, because then this person doesn't feel judged, doesn't feel placed in a box by their emotions, by you. Because maybe, for example, someone is sad because he looks down or she. Or maybe it could be that this person is just thinking. So always give room for the person to express their emotion themselves. If you like this video, I'm sure you're gonna like the other videos of the series. The next video will be about pleasure versus joy, aimonia versus hedonia. Click on the playlist right now to see all the videos about positive psychology, the science of human flourishing.